Dear Diary, so last night I got back on the stage for the first time since my mom passed away. I didn't know what to expect. Honestly, I had just gotten off of a long shift. I didn't know what was drawing me to this place to perform or to just meet other creatives. After my long shift, even though I knew I would only make it for 1 hour left of the event, I drove 40 minutes. The entire way there, I was nervous. It's been a while since I even took the initiative to go out and meet other creatives and meet other people and socialize like that. And I went alone too, so I didn't know anyone. And from the moment I showed up, there were so many synchronicities happening. Even though I was so nervous at first, I decided to put on one of my books that really helps me to ground myself, called The Untethered Soul. And I realized while on my way over there that this was the perfect opportunity for me to go towards my fear rather than to run away from it. I think it's way easier to block yourself off and to protect yourself in general. I didn't know what to expect. New faces, new environment. I was so nervous. But from the moment I walked in that door, I felt like I made the right decision. There were so many synchronicities happening, and every time that I saw another creative perform a piece, it triggered me in the best way. I've learned to run towards my triggers and towards my fear because I know that the pain that I may feel when I'm triggered and that tightness in your heart whenever you get scared, that is the exact same pain and the exact same tightness and the exact same triggers that will lead you to liberation and true freedom. I used every trigger and every fear and every opportunity last night, really feel the emotions and to let all of those triggers and all of the pain and all of the fear run through me, and it felt amazing. I was shaking on that stage. I had so much support. I feel like the universe literally was showing me what it felt like to feel safe again. It's been so long, it's been years since I stepped foot on a stage in front of a mic. And first of all, I did not even have to sign myself up. Someone else did for me. I didn't even ask for that. And then everything else just kind of fell into line. So I finally hit the stage and it was so scary. I was like, am I gonna hit the notes right? It was my original song named Attention. But still, whenever you have those nerves and you're up on stage in front of this crowd of people that you've never met before and they're literally right there next to you, it can be so intimidating. The song came on. I know that at first I was shaky, but just pushing through that fear by the chorus, I really felt like that inner peace and that high that I totally missed. That high of being on stage, that feeling of freedom that I felt after actually moving towards my fear and letting it flow through me rather than blocking it and protecting myself, going towards that fear, I actually enjoy it because I know on the other side of that fear is true liberation. It did truly lead to me feeling that freedom on stage. And somewhere in between the first verse and the first hook, I just lost myself in the performance. It was truly out of this world. I had so much going through me, so much energy going through me from the fear, from the overwhelming release as well, that I cried when I got off of that stage. I literally cried. That was the perfect example of release. These are emotions that we benefit from letting flow through us and letting it release, whether that's through your writing, whether that's through talking with a friend or family member, whether that's getting a counselor or your music or your dance, anything that can allow you to truly let it out. I just highly recommend that. I have been doing a lot of the work over the past years, but one of the fastest ways I've gotten through some of these emotions is by moving towards my fear. I am so extremely grateful for this experience. And I knew that it was something that was aligned for me, even though I was rushing to get ready from work, even though I was rushing to make it there on time. I just didn't know why, but everything felt right, if that makes sense. As soon as I got there, I found this ring that somebody was actually selling. My mother loved butterflies. And right before I got on stage, oddly enough, but I don't believe in coincidences, a picture of my mother and I popped up on my phone. And those were the events that kept happening that let me know I had nothing to worry about, that these were just thoughts and emotions completely separate from who I am. I was able to recognize these emotions. I was able to recognize the thoughts I was having and push through them and not go with them. I was able to separate myself and move forward. And I haven't felt this happy and this satisfied in years and so long. The best part about it is this wasn't a temporary safe place. I know that I can go back and I can perform and I can feel safe. And I also feel like I made my mother proud. I think that's the best feeling and that I got from this. I know that last night helped me to grow stronger, and that didn't mean my hands weren't trembling. That didn't mean that my voice wasn't shaky sometimes. It just meant still choosing to move forward. It just meant still choosing to move through the fear. I think that that's the main point of all this, because we're gonna have emotions and we're gonna have these thoughts and we're gonna have, these feelings, but you have to keep going. The whole point is to continue through it all. It's funny because I chose to sing Attention, and that song is named Attention, but for the last few years, I've been wanting the opposite of attention. I've just been wanting to find this little safe space in the corner of, my apartment, and I've been totally fine with maintaining my peace. But I was having a conversation with another creative last night, and I realized, yes, a point of this life is to find your peace, but another point of this life is to spread your light. And when you spread your light, you have no idea how many others will be able to relate and not feel alone. I know there were multiple pieces, if not all of the pieces that I heard last night, that hit me in a different way. There were pieces about loss. There were pieces about self. There were pieces about relationships. All of those conversations can be really hard to have. A lot of those emotions can be really difficult to navigate through, let alone to share with others. I think it's a beautiful thing when creatives are able to make that selfless decision to share their pain in order to help others. And I'm just so excited to keep on going. I'm not stopping anytime soon. I feel like this was the fire that I needed, the start that I needed. And so I'm going to be performing a lot more often. Subscribe, stay up to date with my performances, and of course, go and watch my performance that I'm going to be putting on YouTube. I can't wait to share more, and I really can't wait to get back up on stage again. Thank you to everyone from Poetic Thursdays. I can't wait to move further into this. I want to have these conversations with you guys. Send me questions and send me things that maybe you've been through. I would love to talk about these things on my future episodes. I want this to be an interactive and a safe space. It's something that I've had planned for a while, and last night just truly solidified my idea to create a safe space for us to interact and for us to express ourselves. It's so important, and I know that more than ever after last night. I want everyone to feel supported, and I don't want anyone to feel alone. And remember, stay safe in who you are, and stay sound in where you stand. I'll see you next time.